What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the latest edition of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. I'm Christian, and this is Frank from Linemaker Sports. We are recapping Week 17, going through all the highlights. We're going to look ahead to the playoffs because it's playoff time, and the picture is all set. We're going to look at the Performer of the Week and the WTF of the Week as well. Here's a hint. There's a bonus one in this week's edition. But before we get to do that, Frank, I need to tell you a story. So I just came back from Mexico, went there for my grandpa's 90th birthday. Here's the deal. My girlfriend Sonia, a little scared because we're going to Mexico during COVID time, and everyone that's our family and relatives are telling us to be careful because right now the situation is bad, not just with the COVID, but crime, whatever. So I'm like, all right, this should be fine. I'm not that worried. Every big city is kind of scary and dangerous or whatever. And, you know, we met up with her parents, and her dad's like, yeah, he's Mexican, fully Mexican. My mom's Mexican. My mom calls me before we get there. She's like, hey, careful with what you wear here, just in case, you know, like, you don't want to get, like, robbed or anything. And then so Sonia's parents also, her dad's like, yeah, be careful. Like, you know, there sometimes, like, people pull up in a motorcycle or people just go and, like, assault, like, a car or whatever. And we're like, so Sonia's talking to me about it. She's like, should we be worried? And I'm like, that's all right. Like, not to worry too much. We're fine. First day we get to Mexico, we're in the car ride. Oh, no. Yeah, we're sitting there at a red light, and we're with my auntie who's driving, and my mom's in the front, and it's me and Sonia and my brother in the backseat. And we're probably just talking to each other, and the auntie's like, oh, my God, they're getting assaulted. And we all looked up like, what? Literally the car in front of us to the right. There's a guy by the window, and he's like, talking to the driver, and there's like kind of like a little scuffle going on. The door opens up a little bit. We're like, what the hell? And then Sonia's like, he's got a gun. And I'm like, no, he ain't got no gun. And all of a sudden, little gun, he takes it away, he puts it in his pocket, and he starts running. And I was like, oh shit. My God. So then my brother's like, what the hell? My brother's a little younger. And so now everyone in the car is like, kind of quiet, but cars started honking like to get this guy to like leave. But no one, like, in my head, I kind of wanted to be the hero and get out there and like tackle him, but no one did anything, obviously, and I kind of don't blame him. But it was some scary shit, and I'm not gonna lie, I was wrong. It humbled me, and everyone who warned us was right about that. Clearly, I mean, it's a city and there's dangers in every city, but I guess I was a little bit naive in preparing. Thankfully, it wasn't our car. We had just had our windows down earlier, but luckily they were up at this point. And also, I think it's just because the car in front of us was a really nice car. It was like a Mercedes and all this. So, but
that was the car that got robbed?
That was the car that got robbed. And what we think happened, because then when the light turned green, we all started driving. We passed the Mercedes, and we looked at the guy, and the guy was just chilling. It was just a normal afternoon for him. Like, he just dodged this assault, because Sonia and my auntie were like, yeah, he didn't take anything. We're like, oh yeah, and it did look like he didn't take anything. And we think that the guy shit his pants because we think that the guy in the Mercedes had a gun in there too. So when the guy came to assault him, I think that he threatened him with his gun, and then the guy was like, oh shit, might have been a fake gun maybe. I don't know. It looked like a really small gun. But yeah, I saw it. He put it in his pocket, he started running, and he was dressed like kind of nice. Like, it wasn't like, you know, someone who's like bummy in the street. Yeah. So it was just kind of humbling to be like, oh shit, it's kind of hard to trust people, obviously, during this tough time, because with people not being able to work and do stuff, like, obviously people need money. And so,
but what's crazy about the story that you're telling me, it's actually very weird, because it's like, you were in Mexico, and 2 days ago I was scrolling on YouTube, and I clicked on a video just to watch a video, and it was about being in Mexico and the games that, like, the cartels pull on people just out in the middle of the intersections and stuff, that they just pull games on them to see what they'll do. And it's just so weird that this happened to you. And I was watching this video, and I didn't even know nothing about that.
This is the first time I'm telling you.
And I was watching this video on it, and they were saying, like, how that members will pull up in a car behind you and start flicking their lights and freaking out or something like that, and then you're like, what the hell's going on? And then, like, if it's a game to them, because, like, if you get out of the car and approach them, then they'll shoot you and kill you right on the spot.
What the hell?
It's like a game that they pull just to see what you'll do. So it's like they'll throw it out there and be like, okay, if the guy stays in the car. It's funny because I was watching this video too, and they were talking about if some people will just stay in their car and don't do anything.
Yeah.
There's been instances where they'll pull up next to them and knock on the window, and the people will be like, and roll down the window, and they'll throw 5,000 or 10,000 in their lap.
Oh,
and
just
like
gift them.
Yeah, and be like, well, thanks for not getting out of your car, because if you got out of your car, I was gonna kill you.
What the hell?
So
man?
I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy that I seen that video, and then this is what happened to you. That's pretty nuts. But good thing that you didn't get out of the car and go chase the guy or anything, because maybe you wouldn't be here talking right now.
Football, I was gonna go and tackle him. I just was like, dude, what are you doing? But like I said, it's just a sad time everywhere. I grew up for a lot of my years in Mexico. Yeah. So, luckily I had never, and I mean, to this day, technically I never encountered that. Yeah. So I kind of had this naive thought. And like I said, we had the warnings, obviously my mom told me just to be careful. Like I said, Sonia's parents were like, be careful right now. It's a dangerous time. Not just in the city in Mexico, but obviously like Chicago, for example, the crime is up and stuff like that because people need to put food on the table. So it's a sad time everywhere. So hopefully, people are staying safe from that. And it was just kind of really humbling, and I was wrong. And it kind of like, obviously it's not good that it happened, but it definitely like made me like, oh shit, this stuff is real. Yeah, so be careful. Yeah, check me a little bit. And so, before that, I was probably going to be like, whatever, it's dark outside, let's walk to the store and whatever. But now after that, I was like, all right, like we should do this before it gets dark and things like that. So a little humble pie for me. But like I said, I wanted to run this guy down and tackle him like in football, and that's what we're here to talk about. But I just thought I'd share that since I was away for a week. So without further ado, let's get to the highlights.
All right, here we go to KC, where it is just a useless-ass game. Is that Patrick Mahomes back? Wait a minute. No, it's not. That's
Chad Henne.
Wow, Chad Henne back there. KC's up early, 7-0. I mean, come on, Chargers. You cannot lose to a Chiefs team that has nobody on the field.
Seriously.
So, come on. Here we go. They're still down 14-7. Their defense is horrible, but Justin Herbert finds the TD here to Eckler and tying it up at 14 apiece. The Chargers did come out. Obviously, that offense did look great. Like we said, KC defense not too good, and it showed. 38-21. Chargers end up winning that game.
All right, to Detroit we go, where the referees were kind of the highlight of this game, although there were a lot of highlights in the game. So we pick it up here, the first quarter, where the Vikings down 6-0. Kirk Cousins finds his backup running back, Alexander Madison, for the touchdown, gives them the lead. Detroit came back. Oh my God. This kind of reminded me of the Diggs play because the defender, I don't know what he was doing.
Zero defense in this
Seriously,
game.
At the end of the second quarter, the Vikings take the lead back. Then here come the Lions back the other way. Marvin Jones, is that Marvin Jones?
Wide open.
Wide open. The defender slips, falls down. The Lions take the lead. Then the Vikings come back. Then they take the lead. And then Kirk Cousins here puts the game away. And guess what? He does a little bit of the gritty. Look at Kirk go. Oh, look at that.
Look at that. The white boy edition.
Oh, my God. Those are some bad dance moves. Vikings take it 37-35.
All right, here we go. New England, baby. Here we go. The best playoff team right now. No, never mind, guys. They ended up missing this year. Man. Damn, they missed it. But they come out against the Jets here and actually looked a little shaky. Looked like the Jets coming out. Looks like the Jets might take New England here.
Could it be 3 wins in a row for the Jets?
I don't know, but they looked pretty good. But then New England their offense started to kick it into gear here. A little reverse
Bill Belichick doing
Myers to Cam. Look at that. That was just a great. I mean, I'm surprised Cam didn't get lit up on that play. Seriously. Honestly, it took forever to do. So it was like,
I know he gets lit up as a quarterback.
The linebacker was so slow on that play to get to him. But here we go. Cam Newton back again, and they're up 21-14 and about to take a 14-point lead. And that is where we end it, Rare, because New England, this game didn't matter, obviously, either way, but New England can take maybe a little bit something offensively
some
from
pride.
This game.
Maybe Cam still has a job next year. We'll see.
Maybe.
All right, to Denver we go, where this game was pretty exciting, even though it meant nothing to either team.
Again.
Drew Lock giving the Broncos the lead here, so they go up 10-3 in the first quarter. To the second quarter we go, where Derek Carr trying to bring the Raiders back. Look at this beautiful ball right here to his tight end. What's his name? Waller. Touchdown. All right, tied up Las Vegas and Denver at 10. Guess what? This is not the same play, guys, but it looks exactly the same. Derek Carr in the corner, also another touchdown, and gives the Raiders the lead 17-10 right before halftime. Look at them. What? This is a weird celebration. I don't know what's going on there. All right, Drew Lock here then with the game tied at 24, just over 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Look at
the
that
rookie
speed.
Gone. Nobody's going to catch up to him. He puts the Broncos up 31-24. So now
burners on.
Seriously, that rookie's impressive. So it's on the Raiders now. Here they go, tying it up here with Josh Jacobs busting into the end zone.
He was drunk while he did that.
Seriously.
He really was.
So they go for 2. I like it. Why not? Last game of the season. Touchdown to the tight end. Not a touchdown. 2-point conversion.
Whaler.
Successful. But
McManus.
the Broncos come back. Miss the field goal because it gets blocked. So the Raiders made this game exciting and take the dub 32-31.
Here we go. Tampa Bay, the GOAT, Tom Brady. He's getting ready for playoff time. And what is he doing? He's shaking
Nice
it up
ball.
a little bit. Nice
Chris
ball
Godwin.
there to Chris Godwin. And this is going to be a good team come playoff time.
He's going to become his favorite receiver.
I know. I'm definitely looking forward to watching Tampa Bay when it comes with all these weapons that they got. And Brady, again, Oof. AB, baby.
Was that going to AB, or you think it was meant to go to Scotty Miller?
Probably, yeah, Scotty Miller. But
AB was like, give me the touchdown.
That. He snatched that up.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan back here trying to make it a game here, and they do make it 23-17.
It was close.
Jr. It was.
Yeah.
But Tampa Bay, they just ended up taking over in this game, and they should have. They definitely should have took over in this game against some shitty Falcons team.
Yeah.
And going forward, though,
wide open though. Look at the defense.
Falcons just wouldn't lay down, even though they got nothing to play for. They just wouldn't lay down. But Brady is just going to put a dagger in them right here.
Right there, Chris Godwin again.
Yep, exactly. And also, Brady throws a couple shovel passes at the end to get AB $250,000.
Oh, did he really? Gave him the bonus. So, all right, so the AFC, where the playoff picture was up in the air right before this day started. 5 teams were 10-5 coming into the day. The Ravens being one of them, but they're in the win-and-in situation. Lamar gets them started. Here, J.K. Dobbins, touchdown. And then this was a rout. At this point, it's 24-3, and Lamar's just toying with them. Whoop. Whoop, looking. What a throw in the back of the end zone to Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, they weren't messing around this game.
They came to play. And they've been playing good football lately, too.
They have.
So then here with their backup quarterback in, that's not even Lamar anymore. And J.K. Dobbins just embarrassing that Bengals defense.
Wow.
The Bengals at 4-10-1. We'll get another good draft pick, though, so maybe they can look for another weapon there for Joe Burrow. Hopefully he comes back next year. And the Ravens take this one 38-3. So they took care of business.
Indy, baby. Phillip Rivers, old man Rivers. Is this going to be his last game?
Why?
They need to win here. They need to win. They're going against a shitty Jacksonville team that has no motivation probably to do anything here. They don't want to win, obviously.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter because they're getting that first pick no matter what, even if they won this game. So here we go. Indy. I mean, this is kind of a good game in the beginning here. They're fighting a little bit back and forth.
That rookie's impressive, too, for the Jags.
He is. And then Phillip Rivers here. I do believe that's Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor is gone.
See ya.
The Colts take care of business against Jacksonville.
Yeah. That one wasn't too exciting, huh?
I know.
All right, so the Bills and the Dolphins. So this one, we didn't know if Josh Allen would play. What would the Bills do? Would they set everyone, since they can't really get first seed in the AFC anyway?
Would they chill a little bit?
No. They wouldn't. They keep rolling. This team is hot, ladies and gentlemen. They're playing some great football.
Look at that cocky-ass throw.
Seriously, dude.
Back foot and just flips it.
Hey, Victor Cruz shout out right there.
There you go.
Seriously, the Dolphins needed to win, and they did the exact opposite. It looked like they needed to lose. Even their special teams sucked in this game. Here, the punt return, oh my God. He's just running off. I think his footsteps were all over the football field. He must have covered like 200 yards in this return.
Horrible coverage on special teams. Wow. Look at that. Oh my God.
That puts the Bills up 21-3. It's still the first half. So even if the Bills were going to bench the starters in the second half, this one was out of reach, especially with Tua.
That was horrible.
Man, we'll talk about Tua later. But
God.
Here is a pick six, and the Bills smacked the Dolphins.
56 spot.
Seriously, 56-26.
That's ugly. And here we go to Cleveland, where they're playing the second string of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And it was still close.
And still close, guys. I mean, even though Chubb takes this one to the house. Now, here's a lot of things people aren't talking about in this game. This is a close game, and the Steelers got their goddamn second string in.
Seriously.
What are the Browns doing? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're just...
You know what? Maybe they're just satisfied because they haven't made the playoffs in forever. So
maybe, but I don't know. They just did not look impressive against the second string squad. Actually, Mason Rudolph here, even though that was a bad pass right there, he played pretty well. He actually threw for over 300 yards. I feel like he's not
that bad of a backup.
He's not. He's
as
actually,
a backup.
Yeah, he's pretty decent. And he threw for over 300 yards. He was actually pretty good. And here we go again. Nice reverse right there to the juice. And he puts it 24-9, which looks like Cleveland was taking care of business, but Pittsburgh did hang around a little bit to make this a game. They really did.
I don't know
what. Look at that must be that's his new celebration. The juice just throws the ball as hard as he can against the thing.
There's Juju.
There's Juju. I don't know if he danced on the logo. I don't think he did in this game.
He didn't. He said he wasn't doing that no more. They went for two.
They went for two here to tie the ball game up. They don't get it, and Cleveland goes ahead and shuts this down. Baker Mayfield.
He was pumped up after this.
Yeah, if he would have tore his ACL or something on this play, then that would have been stupid. So I don't know why you call that, but anyway, is what it is.
And they got the win. They're in the playoffs.
Barely win against
Happy
the second
day
string.
in Cleveland. So to Tennessee and Houston we go. this game, Tennessee had their playoff spot locked in because Miami lost, but it was a matter of whether they'd be first in the AFC South or whether they'd be a wild card. Derrick Henry, 2 touchdowns early, puts them up big. Seriously. But then their defense just shaky. Here comes Deshaun Watson to QT. I feel like...
That's
Cooks. Brandon Cooks. Okay, because I was like, QT gets a touchdown every week, it seems. All right, so then this game got close. It's 31-28. Here's Deshaun Watson, back of the end zone, finds his tight end, touchdown. Houston took the lead. So if Tennessee loses this game, they're a wild card, and you'd rather play at home in the playoffs and not as a wild card. But Tannehill brings them back here, so they get the touchdown. Tennessee's up 38-35.
Fairbairn.
Then Fairbairn comes. Is that how you say it?
I don't know how you say it.
Fairbairn comes over here, ties the game 38. All right, Tannehill, look at this ball.
That is a bomb.
What a throw. God. What a catch. In field goal range with 10 seconds left. God. So here comes the Titans kicker to put the game away and win the division for them. You think it's good, Frank?
It's good.
Oh, it's good.
No,
it's good. God. Either way, it doesn't matter. It went through. It's good. The Titans win the AFC South. They take this game 41-38.
The kickers is
to the NFC we go.
Ridiculous. Carolina, here we go. Drew Brees. This is probably his last season. Yep. Maybe. Mm-hmm. We don't know. We'll see what happens. We know it's probably not Brady's last season, but here we go. Breeze and the Saints. They're not hosting. What am I talking about? Carolina's at home. I know. I'm going to get the jitters out real quick. I don't know. I'm not used to this. But anyway, Carolina here. Carolina getting shitted on. This is just basically what it was in this game. Yeah. I mean, the Saints.
Extra point. I had to put this in there. Look how bad this was.
These kickers are just ridiculous.
That's an extra point.
These kickers, goddamn. Taysom Hill takes it to the house here. And Saints are just taking care of business. Carolina, they need to reevaluate all around, basically, their offense and defense.
I thought Teddy was the real deal.
They got to figure something out.
He might not be the answer.
Saints run away with this one, 33-7.
All right, so to Arizona we go, where the 49ers are hosting the Seahawks, but they're playing in the Cardinals Stadium. So Seattle is down 16-6 here to a non-playoff team, 49ers. But Russ, look at this play. Oh my God, Russell Wilson. Gives them a touchdown there. So now with the Seahawks down 16-12, Russ back in the end zone. What a nice ball. Touchdown again. Man, if it wasn't for Russell Wilson, I think this team would be like 2-14.
Yeah. Really,
and then here, Frank, I'm sorry, you had the under.
I don't know what the hell happened. They scored 35 points in the fourth quarter. That's
Seahawks get the job done, 26-23. So now if Green Bay wants to hold on to the number 1 seed, I put that in there because you need to see this.
What are you doing,
This was the opening kickoff. So they started at the 1 yard line.
Oh, Chicago here. Chicago has to win this game, and they looked absolutely...
They're in a win-and-in situation.
And they look absolutely horrible. I mean, what is going on here? You got to win the damn game. Green Bay's not even really... They don't even care. But Aaron Rodgers is like, I'm just going to throw daggers left and right at Chicago.
This has to be your MVP.
I'm just dooming... Yeah, I got
After this game, I think he solidified it.
Aaron Rodgers just wanted to doom Chicago. I already knew it. I knew he was going in this game, just wanted to dart them up. And that's exactly what he did. Dude. Came out just throwing dimes. And Green Bay...
Aaron Jones, too. Now they have a running back that can actually do some damage. And look at this.
Green Bay puts him away here. And here goes a useless-ass touchdown to end the game. They take the under. No, it goes over by 1 point.
Dang.
Again.
And did you have a missed extra point there? Oh, no, they just didn't score another touchdown.
Yeah, they just did.
All right, so now that the Bears lost, they needed the Cardinals to lose so they could clinch a playoff spot. But if the Cardinals win, then the Cardinals are in. So the Cardinals get off to a good start.
Going against a Rams QB that is a backup.
Oh, seriously? I didn't even know the backup player.
You didn't know about Jared Goff not playing this week?
No, I didn't even know that.
They picked this guy up from Walmart that's playing playing quarterback.
All right, well, here's a pick six by the Cardinals quarterback because Kyler Murray got hurt. So with the game being a baseball score at 7-5, the Rams come back and take that lead 12-7, and then it was just field goals for the audience, which there's no audience.
At least these
field goal,
kickers,
another field goal, and then this on 3rd and 8. Hey, that backup quarterback puts the game away.
Yep, roll back prices, baby. There
Cardinals, you're out.
Trash for the Cardinals.
Here NFC East.
New York, Dallas. Dallas, you gotta win. You gotta win, baby. Here we go. New York coming at you hot though right here. Sterling Shepard coming out.
I love this camera angle. It's cool.
I do. I like those.
It looks like a video game. I don't even know.
It is pretty cool like that. Here we go. Daniel Jones steps back, delivers a nice little drop off there for a TD. And Dallas is looking shaky again. They need to win. What happens when they have to win? Usually they're starting to choke again. I mean, we can't really dog them out too much this year because of all the Dak stuff and everything that happened there. But they still had a shot with all this going on to make the playoffs. and they didn't really show up too well in this game, honestly.
They're such a disappointing team.
They just didn't look too good.
The Dak thing is
Andy
one
Dalton
thing,
has a chance here, and that throw was horrible.
What the hell was that?
Oh my God, that is horrible. Why would you throw something like that? That's 3rd and goal. It's not even 4th down.
All right, so the Giants win, right? So now Washington is in the driver's seat to win the division. But if they lose, the Giants get the division. So here, Jalen Hurts with the Eagles down 10-0, scrambles right, whoop, touchdown. All right, so the Eagles are within a field goal. They're in this game. Jalen Hurts cuts through the middle again, into the end zone. He goes. Philly takes the lead, so they're up 14-10. And just before the half, though, Alex Smith, what a great story. This guy is back. Touchdown.
Comeback player of the year.
Yeah,
Definitely.
seriously. Puts Washington. Yeah, you're right. No question about it. Washington goes up 17-14. On 4th and goal. You can tie the game with a field goal. No, let's go for it, says Doug Peterson. Bounce pass. This isn't basketball.
Let's bench Hurts now, too.
Seriously, let's bench him. Fumble by the backup quarterback. And Chase Young, he's got to be the defensive rookie of the year, no doubt. He picks up the fumble. So Washington now up 20-14 on 4th and inches. Look at this.
Let's jump off sides now. Come on, let's jump off sides too to end the game. Come on.
All right, well, crazy week. The playoffs are set, and we're not really even going to talk NBA on this episode. We're just going to keep it NFL. We're going to come right back and talk a lot more about the playoffs, our surprise team of the year, our disappointing team of the year, all that good stuff. But before we get to that, it's time for our halftime show. And our halftime show, in our featured performer of the week, since I just came back from Mexico, it's my cousin, and I'm saying it in Spanish, Jose Alberto Vasquez. Yeah, that's my cousin. He's an awesome juggler, so I'm shouting him out. It's his birthday week too, so I'm showing some love with keeping it within the family. Check out what he does, and we'll be right back. All right, so that's Jose Alberto Vasquez. Below, I'm going to put his info. You guys check out his Instagram and check out everything that he's doing. And congrats to him and his lovely wife, because they just had a baby not too long ago, too. So happy times during this tough time of COVID. But we're going back to football. All right, so the season's over. The regular season's over. The playoffs are here. I have a couple questions. The first one, I'm just going to say one thing, and then you go. Tua.
All right, so Tua, I don't know, man. Honestly, that last game that they just played where they had to win, I would have started Fitzpatrick.
Seriously,
it's just the offense. It's just the offense is so slow and just doesn't it's just like little dumpy passes here and there, short little plays and everything that just get nowhere when Tua's playing. They're not like unleashing him. They're not letting him be like, listen, just go out there and ball.
Right.
Like, they're not letting him do that. They're containing him a little bit.
Do you think
so he doesn't make mistakes, but he still makes mistakes anyway, trying to contain him. So it's like you got to figure something out. And honestly, that last game when you're winning, you're in. I would have started Fitzpatrick 100%. I would not have put Tua in there, or I would have took him out maybe through that first quarter when you didn't get a lead and you're not going up by a significant amount, because. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you could do there. It's tough. I personally like Fitzpatrick more than Tua because he's just a baller. And he's a wild card, so you never really know what you're going to get from him.
So that's looking back at what we would have done. I would have started Fitzpatrick 100% as well. Let Tua just watch this week and watch the playoffs, assuming they would have won, let's say, even though the Bills did ball out. But my whole thing is, what do you do moving forward? So next year, are you going to just let Tua stay in there and unleash him like you're saying and just be like, all right, this is your season.
Yeah.
The whole offense is yours. Go ball.
You kind of have to, because if you don't and you let Fitzpatrick start, now you look stupid because you didn't let Fitzpatrick start the most important game of the season.
Right.
Yeah. And so it's like, so you got to you got to ride the Tua train and just get in there and let him go and be like, all right,
because you're also not going to give up on him yet, right?
No, exactly. There's no reason to give up. He's not horrible. He's not a bad quarterback, but he's just like, they're just containing him too much. And they're just like, you could tell the offense suffers when he's playing because it's not like unleashed. I feel like Fitzpatrick gets in there and Fitzpatrick like looks at his wrist and is like, screw that, I ain't doing that shit. Let's go. All right, everybody go deep. Let's go.
He has nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he's just like,
I feel like he's just like, when you play like that, you really get a jolt from the offense, and people get going. Like, you throw up 50-50 balls, your receivers like that. Receivers love 50-50 balls because they can go up and prove themselves, and it's opportunities for big plays. When you take those out of play and you don't give them those opportunities, now your receivers start complaining. I know because I was a receiver, so I know that if you're getting like, okay, just keep going slant routes, keep going in routes, like,
you're like, give me those plays, man.
Yeah, you're like, come on, man. Like, I want to run. Like, I don't want to sit there and keep going 10 yards and turning. Like, come on, I want to do something. So, I think going forward, of course, they got to ride Tua out. But Fitzpatrick, I don't know. I want to see Fitzpatrick be a starter somewhere.
Seriously.
I just want to see a whole season of him just straight balling out all season. I don't care if there's games where he throws 5 picks. I mean, let him go. The next game, he's probably going to throw for 500 yards.
What if the Patriots sign him?
I wouldn't mind that.
Because they're probably not getting like a top quarterback in the draft. They might be gone by the time the Patriots pick.
I wouldn't mind that.
That would be legit.
Yep.
I think he'd do good with Belichick. All right, so that was to a question because obviously I agree with you. I don't understand if I'm a Dolphins fan, I'm pissed that Fitzpatrick didn't start. And it's not Tua's fault, because I feel like they resent Tua a little bit. They'd be like, God damn, this kid cost us a playoff spot. But it's not all on him.
It's not his fault. It's coaching. That's 100% coaching right there. Because when you're a rookie, you don't have free reins of doing whatever the hell you want. You can't be a quarterback and have free range and just go up to the line, change your plays, and change it to all go routes, change it to post routes when it's all conservative plays because then you feel like the coach is going to be like, hey, kid, what do you think you're doing? You can't go out there and just make the plays.
You don't feel established, All right, so with the regular season being wrapped up, playoffs about to start next weekend, who was your disappointing team of the year?
All right, so my disappointing team of the year is the team that actually made the playoffs, and it's going to be Baltimore. Reason why I think that I'm really disappointed in Baltimore because I thought they would be like a 13-2 team and be like a team that's like a Super Bowl contender. Like, we're thinking in our heads like, okay, we don't know. Maybe Ravens are going to they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Maybe they will. They didn't look like a Super Bowl team at all throughout this whole season. They won the games that they had to win at the end, but they were playing shitty teams at the time. So it's just, I don't know. And then you take them and put them against the Chiefs. I mean, that one Monday night game at the beginning of the year, Lamar disappears all of a sudden when he plays Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, they got spanked.
So, it's like, I'm just disappointed in the Ravens. I thought they were going to be way better than what they were this year. They finished with an okay record. They made the playoffs, but they're not impressive like I thought they would be.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. My disappointing team of the year is the Houston Texans. I think you have a dynamic quarterback in Deshaun Watson, and it starts before the even season started. They traded away DeAndre Hopkins for a bag of Cheetos and a new trash can. Yeah. And that was the message sent to the whole team from the beginning of the season. They got the running back, David Johnson, and they finished like 4-12. Deshaun Watson and J.J. Watt, having those two anchors on opposite sides of the field.
J.J. Watt don't even want to be there anymore.
Seriously, man. And they don't even have a first-round pick. Yeah. So that's my disappointing team of the year. I thought the Texans would be a lot better. I thought they'd at least be contending for the AFC South title. If not, for sure get a wild card. So sorry, but Houston, you got a problem. All right, so that was our disappointing teams. Let's end that on a positive note. Who was your surprise team of the year?
Surprise teams definitely got to be Washington. Washington's got to be my surprise team because going into this year, nobody even expected them to definitely come out of that shitty division. Even though it's a shitty division, they didn't even expect that to happen. They thought they're probably a 4-win team, 3-win team, and nobody really knew who the quarterback was going to be throughout the whole season. They thought, just a bunch of shakiness on Washington's side. And they do finish with a losing record. They do, but still.
And they cut their starting quarterback from the beginning of the season pretty much.
They still looked pretty decent. They don't look that bad. Alex Smith at their, quarterback position as the comeback player of the year. He's looking great. He looks like a great quarterback. He still looks in shape and like not rattled, not PTSD from what happened to his leg or anything like that. He still looks good. Yeah. Their defense is pretty phenomenal. I like their defense. Their defense is pretty good.
Chase Young, defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, they're pretty solid. Right. So they really did surprise me because they were the biggest underdog in that division starting in the year, and they come out on top.
Yeah, well, that's a good one. I agree with you. I think that's a great story. Mm-hmm. My surprise team of the season is the Buffalo Bills. Obviously, I did think they were going to be a pretty good team, but to be second in the AFC, to look as dominant.
They do.
I feel like they haven't lost in the past 8 weeks probably. They have been playing dominant football. It's not just like squeaking by or beating teams gently here and there.
Smashing teams.
They have been smashing teams. And so
Kyle Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah. So many Allens in this.
Yeah, Kyle Allen. I don't know where he's at now.
It looks like Josh Allen is throwing for like 350 plus a week.
Yeah, dude, that kid is balling. And now he's got Diggsy in there, Stephon Diggs. He's got Cole Beasley, who, did you know, has a rap album on Spotify?
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he does. Google it. So I heard he's pretty good too.
Wow,
So yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought Cole Beasley was like a country boy.
I know. No, he's over there like wrapping it up or something. I don't know. Well, anyway, the Bills though, to me, have had a great year. And Josh Allen, I mean, obviously the pressure comes on now in the playoffs, but as far as the numbers he's put up, the production, and the record, he's proving to be a franchise quarterback. And the Bills, like I said, if that defense can hold ship, I think they're the best team to contend with the Chiefs. And I would love to see that. An AFC Championship game, Mahomes, Josh Allen, those two dynamic offenses. So hopefully that happens.
The Bills are a great all-around team. They really are. They're a great team.
And in a normal season, they would have this first weekend off. But now with everything changed, an extra playoff team in, now only the Chiefs get to sit for the first weekend. So exciting weekend ahead. We will preview the first playoff weekend later this week and get you all amped up and excited for the playoffs. I'm pumped. I can't wait.
Now I got a question too, because I always do this and I always think of this when it comes to playoff time. You always got your pretenders and you got the contenders when it comes to playoff time. Who do you think is actually in these playoffs that's a contender, and who do you think is the pretender? Because you got regular season heroes that always seem to happen. Then they cruise the regular season, and then they get into the playoffs, and they lose the first game.
All right, so here's my thing. Contenders, I don't think there's as many as people might think. For me, the only contenders are the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Packers, which technically means I got the Packers making it to the Super Bowl, which I do. And if I had to pick another team to contend with Green Bay, it's between New Orleans and the Seahawks, but they both, I feel like, are super shaky.
Yeah.
New Orleans doesn't have Michael Thomas, so I don't think if they play a solid defense,
What the hell happened to Michael Thomas?
I don't know. Yeah, it was weird. He's hurt, but there was a lot of other stuff going on. So, so that's where I have a tough time. I guess I would pick Seattle over New Orleans strictly because of Russell Wilson and the fact that they have veteran playmakers on that defense. So even though their defense has been super shaky, I think guys like Jamal Adams, but he's been on the Jets, so they haven't even been in the playoffs, but he's a veteran. So, some guys like that I think can actually make a difference when it comes to playoff time, and I think the professionalism will amp up. So those are my four teams, I guess, and Seattle's only in there just to give a contender that I think can contend with Green Bay. And everyone else is frauds, in my opinion. And I guess if there was a dark horse, maybe it's Baltimore, to be honest. Or I don't know, man, because Tennessee's
defense is super shaky though.
But everyone else's defense is shaky. Like Tennessee's defense, shaky.
Yeah.
Cleveland, their defense is not terrible, but Stefanski's got COVID this week, so they're not even going to have a head coach for the playoffs.
Yeah, that just seems doomed from the beginning.
They're playing Pittsburgh, who showed us their true colors pretty much. They don't even run the ball. I think they got to be like last in the league in rushing. So, and then in the NFC, like Washington, like great story and all, but I don't think they're going anywhere. Chicago with Trubisky, I just don't know. I think that defense isn't the same. I mean, clearly Aaron Rodgers just destroyed them. So if they had to play with Green Bay, I think there's no chance. So I don't know. I just think that that's where the line is for me.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying. I think the contenders definitely is Chiefs. I don't know about the Bills. I want to say the Bills, but I just don't know because they're so good. They've been so good in the regular season. That it always happens. Somebody that's so good in the regular season,
the Ravens
all of a sudden the playoffs come out and then they just do nothing. I've seen it so many years, but it's like I do kind of want to root for the Bills a little bit, coming out of the AFC East.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you should be hating on them.
I can't though. I mean, they're representing the division.
This is the best part of this show, that we're not biased, because I'm giving Green Bay all the love, and I'm a Vikings fan. I think they're great this year.
But yeah, definitely the Chiefs, definitely the Bills. I do want to hang in there and say that they are contenders, and Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is just balling. I mean, that
and the defense, they have the Smith guys, Preston Smith and the other guy.
Playing well. I mean, I agree really with what you said.
So, you're right. The Titans defense shaky, Colts defense shaky, Cleveland,
Baltimore,
and you don't know what the hell to really expect from Cleveland. They're probably just happy they're in the damn playoffs, so they're probably gonna get blown out their first game.
I feel like the AFC is literally just the Chiefs and the Bills.
Yeah, it's kind of tough.
I don't know. And then with the NFC,
I like Seattle. I do like.
What do you
Seattle.
think of the Rams?
Nah, Rams. I don't think they got any shot of anything.
So
their defense would have to carry them. Literally, the whole entire playoffs, their defense would have to carry them.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that, but I don't trust Jared Goff in the playoffs.
That's exactly why. Yeah. But do you trust Josh Allen or Jared Goff more?
Josh Allen, because I just
which is crazy because Jared Goff did take him to the Super Bowl.
I know he did,
but I agree with you.
Josh Allen is balling out.
I agree.
He's hot. He's riding a streak. So we'll see what happens. But
we will. All right.
We'll see.
Well, we'll be back with another episode where we break down all the games and look forward to this weekend's matchups. But we can't end the show without the WTF of the week.
Doubling down this week.
We're doubling down. There's two of them. There's two WTF of the week.
We couldn't make it just one because both of these are equally pretty bad.
Both of these literally just made you go, what the fuck? Yeah. And we'll start with the referees in the Minnesota-Detroit game. I'm a Vikings fan. I was watching this. It's 4th down in the red zone, and they call it roughing the passer on Detroit for the guy tackling Kirk Cousins. This is a normal this is what you are taught to do. If you can't tackle a quarterback like this, then it's just two-hand touch. Yeah, and even that, I feel like if they push him too hard, it's a penalty.
Yeah, and honestly, I just shook my head in this game because I had the Lions +4, and I just felt like, here we go, I'm on the wrong side of this goddamn thing again because of the refs. The NFL has just been, this year, honestly, in a betting standpoint, the NFL this year has just been garbage because a lot of stupid stuff has happened left and right. A lot of stupid things.
It's just inconsistent. It's hard to get a read.
It's just very bad this whole entire year from a betting standpoint. And then to see just stupid stuff like that happen to where it was like 4th down and it was clearly a sack. I mean,
it was a regular sack.
I don't know where the hell you think that's roughing the passer at anywhere. I don't know where you could think that. There was no helmet-to-helmet contact. There was nothing. He turned his back. You can't even call this rough.
Cousin
turned his back and he jumped on his back. I mean, that's it. And he fell down to the ground.
There was no face mask. There was nothing.
Yeah, that was it. And then that leads to a touchdown by the Vikings, and the Vikings go up by 8. And
now we get a worse draft pick. Thanks a lot, right?
Yeah, so the Vikings go up by 8 there, and then, I felt like, I hate saying this stuff like it's fixed because it just seems like it though sometimes. And it's like, they just, the refs, I feel like they did all in their power to try to let the Vikings cover their spread that they were given, and the Vikings defense was just so bad that they still couldn't cover that because then Detroit goes back and they score a touchdown anyway. They didn't get the 2-point conversion, but they score a touchdown anyway. Now, I was watching this game, and I was just so ready for a bunch of offensive flags to be thrown while Detroit was driving down the field once again to score again. I was like, they're gonna try to screw this and try to make this
2nd and
so
48.
hard. Yeah, I was like, they're gonna try so hard just to make this so hard for the Lions to score on this drive. Yeah. I mean, they ended up covering in the end, but it should have never even been close because the Vikings. Let's put it this way: the Vikings turnover on downs, that flag never happens. Your Detroit Lions +4 bet was completely safe at that point because if the Lions go down and score, they win the game. You win, or if they go down and don't score, the time runs out, and then the Vikings win by 2. So that's a huge call, bro. Those are refs. The refs are just crazy. What is going on?
For the gamblers.
What is going on?
All right. Well, that was the first WTF of the week. The second one is the talk around the nation because the New York Giants head coach Joe Judge called out this week's nominee for what the fuck of the week.
He called him out without really even saying his name.
But Doug Peterson. Listen, I don't know how this man won a Super Bowl. I know that people aren't thinking this is a big deal, and I agree because in a way, you want the better draft pick. But if I'm a player on that team, I don't want this kind of head coach. First of all, that one he can defend because he's a wacky ass coach. He when he went for 2 against Seattle and they covered the spread, which hurt gamblers around the nation.
A lot of stupid
stuff. He does some wacky shit. And in this game, they were down 17-14 to Washington. It's 4th and goal. It's not on the 2-yard line. It was on the 6. So what do? In the third quarter, you're going to kick the field goal to tie the game. So they went for it. Jalen Hurts throws a little bounce pass to the receiver, which obviously was incomplete. And then he pulls Jalen Hurts, the rookie quarterback who you're trying to see what he has, see if he's going to be your quarterback moving forward.
His excuse was that he wanted to get Sudfield, or whatever the hell his name is, snaps.
To try to...
okay, so this is when you choose to get him snaps. Is when the end of the season when...
Plus, Sudfield's not a rookie.
He's not even a rookie.
You've had preseason
Jalen Hurts needs the snaps more than the backup does.
Right. So, clearly, there's no way around it. Just be upfront and be honest. You tanked.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it.
I would have rather him been in the interview and be like, listen, I can't stand the Giants, so this is what I did.
Yeah.
I wanted to lose that game to screw that horror organization of even thinking they were going to go to the playoffs.
Right. Did you see the Giants tweet? I said it on the last episode.
Twitter went exploded with all ex-Giants players, everybody.
Well, the Giants tweeted during the game, and we're like, we never thought we'd say this, but fly, Eagles, fly. The Giants tweeted that, so it was funny. But anyway, those are the two WTFs of the week. We gave you a bonus one this week, the refs in the Vikings-Lions game and Doug Peterson. Thankfully, we don't have to see the Eagles in the playoffs, but we do get to watch the playoffs without the Eagles. I'm so excited for that. We will be back. We will talk playoffs. We will break down the games. We will give some predictions. And, join us later this week for all that good stuff. See you then.